Hello, guys. My name is Isaiah Fields, and welcome back to another sports podcast. Today is my mom's birthday.
Hi, I'm old. Yay! 41. Let's get it.
So we have 5 topics to talk about today, and one of the topics is pretty ridiculous. We'll get to that. But first, we're going to be talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yesterday, it was reported that the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking to trade superstar running back Leonard Fournette. Which brings me to the question: Are the Jaguars starting a rebuild process? Because we have already seen earlier this offseason they let go of Nick Foles. He wasn't really productive, but he was injured, so that's part of the reason why he wasn't as good as he was hyped up to be. Calais Campbell, their superstar defensive end, was traded away to the Baltimore Ravens, and now it's not official yet. There's been no news of Leonard Fournette actually being traded, but like I said, the Jaguars are looking to trade him. There are 5 teams that are listed as the logical logical landing spot for Leonard Fournette, and one of those teams is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I can see that happening. In fact, I do think that will happen because if you look at the Buccaneers running back core, it consists of mainly Ronald Jones, which is going to be the main part of this next point I'm going to make. Ronald Jones is not a superstar, not close to a superstar. So I think putting Leonard Fournette into the offense and taking some of the pressure off of Tom Brady to always consistently throw the football would be helpful for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. Just imagine Mike Evans, Tom Brady, and Leonard Fournette. Those 3 on offense. That's pretty scary. Next topic is also about the Buccaneers. It's Chris Godwin. Yesterday or a few days ago, he said this about Jameis Winston. He said that he is very surprised that Jameis Winston has not been picked up by any team or is still a free agent. I don't know what went through Chris Godwin's head. Obviously, he doesn't remember the 30 interceptions that Jameis Winston threw. 30 interceptions. Not 10, not 5, not 11, 30 interceptions. I know you're trying to be respectful to your former teammate and you don't want to, go off on your former teammate, but you could be at least honest. He's not good. Jameis Winston is not good, so why would it be a surprise that nobody's picked him up yet? Nobody wants to pick him up. Who wants to pick up somebody who just came off of a 30 interception season? He is one of the most inconsistent quarterbacks in the league. For your information, Chris Godwin. Okay, so I have a question. This topic is a question for the viewers as well as a question that I saw and I came upon when I was reading the daily news for sports. Who would you pick to win, or who do you think is a better team? The 1995-96 Bulls, who won 72 games, or the 2015-16 Warriors, who won 73 games? Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. I really do not have an opinion because those two teams. Comparing those two teams, it's really close. They're both really good on offense. The Bulls, the 95-96 Bulls, they stand out with of course Scottie Pippen, a premier defensive player. Of course, that's what he's known for, his defense. So the Bulls, I think, in my opinion, the 95 Bulls are better defensively than the Warriors, but the Warriors are better offensively than the Bulls. So it's very close. Also, looking at the stats, when I read the stats, I'm not going to be reading the stats out because that would take a while, like a long while. But I saw that the Warriors were a better regular season team, and the 95-96 Bulls were a better postseason team, according to the stats. Obviously the famous blown 3-1 lead in the finals. Warriors, you can't escape that. You can't escape. You blew a 3-1 lead. Don't even try to hide it. And the Bulls, obviously, they finished it off, which was the beginning of Michael Jordan's second three-peat, because he just came off of retirement after his father tragically tragically died. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. Would you pick the 95-96 Bulls or the 2015-16 Warriors? So our next topic is about the Denver Broncos. There have been rumors that the Denver Broncos are looking to trade up to get Alabama, hopefully. Yeah, Alabama wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. At least I think he's Alabama. I do know he's a beast. Can't ignore that. If you know Courtland Sutton on the Broncos, their number one wide receiver after Emmanuel Sanders left. Courtland Sutton really took over and really stepped up as that number one receiver, especially with Drew Lock throwing the football, and Drew Lock looks pretty good out there. If the Broncos do add Jerry Jeudy or do trade up to get Jerry Jeudy, that, in my opinion, would be one of the best draft picks of the draft, other than Joe Burrow. I say this because the Broncos do not have many receivers. Like I said, Emmanuel Sanders left, so that left Courtland Sutton. And you do have Tim Patrick, but he's really, not many people know him. He's not the best receiver. So Jerry Jeudy in the mix with Courtland Sutton and Drew Lock throwing the football to them, that will be a good combo to watch. And I would like to see that. I would like to see how that would play out. Our final topic is about baseball, our first baseball topic of the channel. The former Dodgers and Cleveland Indians, Yasiel Puig, he claimed earlier today or yesterday, I believe, I think it was today, that the Miami Marlins tried to give him an offer. Now, obviously, we remember the last 4 years have been terrible. And I mean terrible for the Marlins. Jose Fernandez tragically died in a boating accident. Giancarlo Stanton left the Marlins. So, the Marlins are not a good team at all. They are weak on almost every position you could imagine. So getting Yasiel Puig would be a late replacement for Giancarlo Stanton. And why I say late, a few years later, because Giancarlo Stanton has not been on the Marlins for a few years. So adding Yasiel Puig would be pretty good and would help a little bit, but it would not help at all, or not enough to get you to the postseason. Also, our final topic that I did not actually put on here, but really caught my attention and I really wanted to talk about it, was the Dallas Cowboys. There are rumors that they're looking to get a slot receiver like Marquise Goodwin and Christian Kirk. Now, the standout rookie wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals, Christian Kirk, I would like to have him on the squad. I mean, any upgrade for a slot receiver, because we lost Randall Cobb, and after Randall Cobb, our slot receivers aren't the best, other than Tavon Austin, who can't play the slot. He's a fast, speedy punt returner and wide receiver. But Marquise Goodwin is also one of those players that the Cowboys would like to get, or would like to get someone close to him. Marquise Goodwin, though the last few years we haven't really heard of him much, or he hasn't really made a big name for himself much, Marquise Goodwin is a talented slot receiver, do not get me wrong. His stats, I'm going to look up his stats, or am I? Yeah, I'm going to be looking up his stats. Sorry about that, I just had to find my tablet. I'm going to be looking up his stats really quickly, so let me do that. Can't type. Okay, so here are Marquise Goodwin's stats, and I don't think he's played for a little while. Oh yeah, he has. Okay, so here are his stats. I'm gonna go off the last 4 years since 2016. So in 2016, Marquise Goodwin had 29 receptions, 431 yards, and 3 touchdowns. 2017, 56 receptions, 962 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 2018, 23 receptions, 395 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And finally, 2019, 12 receptions, 186 yards, and 1 touchdown. So last season, he was injured, which kept him off the field a little bit, and he wasn't really getting much targets after Emmanuel Sanders came. So adding Marquise Goodwin, he could develop into a really good slot receiver, even better than he has been. The Cowboys, at this point, as a Cowboys fan, just get a slot receiver, please. I don't care if it's Marquise Goodwin. I don't care if it's Christian Kirk. I don't care. We just need a slot receiver desperately. We need to fill the absence of Randall Cobb. Well, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon.